Beware. Beware. This is a warning. The Grim Reaper of radio, Bob Romanik, with his off-the-record show is about to air. He's probably the nastiest and craziest son of a bitch that you've ever had the misfortune to encounter. The Grim Reaper show will be very controversial and probably quite tasteless. If you are even slightly offended by controversial matter concerning religion, racial matters, politics, or life's problems, you are hereby warned to turn this program off immediately. The Grim Reaper show will be, like his face, very scary and very ugly. At this time, not proudly, but shamefully presents to you Bob Romanik, the craziest son of a bitch on the radio today.
This is Bob Romanik, the Grim Reaper of radio, and you're listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM, simulcasting on KZQZ 1430 AM. Insane Broadcasting, America's bi-state voice of freedom, radical radio. And we are, as always, proud, very, very proud to be the Patriot. Good. I guess it's Tuesday morning today. Good morning to everybody. It's cold outside. Please watch over your animals. Bring your animals in. Make sure they have water. Make sure they have food. Make sure your family has water and food. But first and foremost, our poor animals. I've never seen an animal walk into a store and ask for some dog treats or maybe a bottle of water so they could survive. Never. I'm not saying it hasn't happened, but it's never happened on my watch. So on a serious note, people, let's watch our animals. People don't think about that when the weather gets cold, but and if you've got any extra scraps of food from the table, throw them out in the back. Some furry creature, whether it be an animal or wild or otherwise. Watch out though, because Mrs. Kern may come around. She's kind of a furry, hairy creature, but I think they've got enough money. I think she's eating good every day. But take care of our animals, if you would. Belleville, Illinois. 2 candidates for mayor in Belleville. Mark Maximus Vaginas, the big pussy Eckert, the incumbent, and Dallas Cook. Now let's get this premise under control at this point. I like Dallas Cook. I've never been to Dallas Cook's house. We've never sat at the bar and had a drink. I don't want somebody saying, I'm not for Dallas Cook because Bob Romanik likes him. Dallas Cook is an honorable man. The Dallas Cook that I know will fight for the good people of Belleville. Now, Dallas Cook, the man I know, is not perfect. I'm sure he's made mistakes as city clerk, and I'm sure he's going to make mistakes as mayor. But his heart's in the right place. He's a human being. He's going to make mistakes. Eckert continues to make the same mistake over and over and over again. And if you good people in Belleville, if you want to survive another few years, you better throw that lame-ass bastard out. You drive by his flower shop. He doesn't give a damn about the law. The law doesn't matter to him. He drives around in that police car that a police officer could use to protect you and your family while you're either living in Belleville or shopping in Belleville, what little shopping goes on. And we'll talk about that momentarily. You people have to understand. You had the chance in November and you didn't take it to get rid of the big faggot Mark Kern and the culture of corruption in St. Clair County. But you can make a big step forward by getting rid of Mark Eckert in the April city elections. This man's done nothing for nobody. Drives around in that police car. He micromanages everything, which is okay. It's okay to micromanage if you know what the hell you're doing. This idiot, he can't even run his flower shop properly. He won't buy a cooler. No, it's too much, he tells people. So the asswipe aldermen of Belleville, and I mean all of you, that voted to give him special dispensation so he can have an uncoated trailer out on the street. We've got the state looking into it. I think it's violation of state law. It's got the city barricades that you good people, the good people of Belleville, are paying for, but it's benefiting Mark Eckert's flower shop, Mark Eckert and his wife's business. That's the way they roll, though, people. You've heard me 1,000 times. It's do as I say, not as I do. So you've got a chance, and we'll be talking about it all up until April. You've got a chance to get new leadership in Belleville. Eckert steps and fetches for Mark the Big Faggot Kern, the county board chairman. He steps and fetches for that asswipe, no good for nothing, lowlife, pee pants, pissing bastard Bob Sprague. You guys know the players in this game. I don't have to keep on reminding you. It's going to be time for a change in Belleville. Roger Cook, Dallas's father, did it years back, and it can be done again. We have to think about it, people. And then I read in the paper, what the hell? Is there some people taking some kind of hallucinogenic drugs? How safe it is in Belleville? You could take up to 74th Street, and this ain't a racial statement, this is a real statement. And I don't give a damn what color they are. But you can annex from 89th and State to 74th Street in West Main, annex it in the East St. Louis, and you'd never know the difference. You would never know the difference. And I don't give a damn if they're black or white. I give a damn if they're wrong or right. And a lot of them coming up the hill are wrong. The decent blacks, they're not going to move to Belleville. And this is a white guy talking. See, I'm going to tell you what everybody's thinking and nobody's saying. Nobody's moving to Belleville. And then the stupid son of a bitch somewhere in the letters to the editor, what a nice area Belleville is. Belleville's such a nice upcoming area. This son of a bitch must be on some kind of heavy medication. Either that or he's Kern's little butt boy. The Hoff Brew House will be a beacon for West Belleville. Great things happening in the West End of Belleville. There's nothing great happening in Belleville, but robberies and rapes and home invasions. Another robbery of a gas station in Belleville. And Eckert says it's safe. It's not safe, people. But they don't give a damn. They're going to say anything to get reelected. You know that. You know how they roll. You know what the name of the game is. Eckert's on the radio on KMOX. He's not here, a local station. We give him the opportunity. We give the big faggot Mark Kern, the county board chairman. Now the newly elected county board chairman in Madison County, he's got some guts. I know Mark Prenzler doesn't agree with the way I talk or with what I say. Sometimes maybe he does. But I think he agrees that I have the right to say it. And he comes on a show occasionally because, not to endorse me, but because he wants to be transparent to the people of Madison County. These asswipes in St. Clair County, they don't give a damn about you people. And they've showed you that year after year. And East St. Louis, hey, quit calling me for money, will you? Call a big faggot, Mark Kern, with all his mommy and daddy's money. Call Sprague, lives in a $2 million estate. You idiots down in East St. Louis. And I even mean the Proud Blacks. Some of you's voted. I don't give a damn if you're proud or not. You can be stupid when you cast your vote. And you cast your vote for the people that you wanted to represent you. The people that you want to help you. Well, call them some bitches up because you ain't got nothing coming from me but a hard way to go. I may be crazy, but I ain't stupid. And I see in the black newspaper in St. Louis, the Better Business Bureau warns about holiday scams. Now, the St. Louis American, nobody thinks second about it. It's a black newspaper. Black this, black that, and that's okay. But if there was a white newspaper, it'd be, it's racist. But what really struck me, and I don't think it's much of a paper, What struck me, Better Business Bureau warns about holiday scams. Now, this is a black newspaper, the St. Louis American in St. Louis. And look what they've got. They got a guy coming through the computer with a mask on and black clothes on and black hat on, black gloves, menacing looking guy. But guess what? Some bitch is white. Now, most people wouldn't even think about that. Now, I can just see a white man going to North St. Louis and burglarizing a house. My ass. Now, if it'd be just the opposite, if it'd be a white newspaper and had a black man, you ought to see this. How racist is this in the St. Louis American? It's a white guy coming through your computer, going to hack your house, going to burglarize your house, going to do whatever. Talk about the holiday scams. And who do they have as the bad guy? Oh, white guy. That's okay, though. But don't flip the script. You notice these TV ads anymore. They got one black, one white, one Hispanic, one gay. They got to be politically correct. The bull crap with being politically correct. You know, I read my 2 articles yesterday, and it was kind of divided. But I did have some proud blacks say, Bob, I agree with you. I don't know why the black community's got to be Democrat. Let me read this one more time. I am strong in the opinion Negroes ought to be in Africa. Yellow men ought to be in Asia. And white men ought to be in Europe and America. This is a quote now, people. This is not me. I'm quoting a national figure. The Lord made a white man from dust. The Lord made a nigger from mud. Then he threw up, and what was left, it came down to be a Chinaman. I guess this guy didn't like Chinese more than he didn't like the blacks. I think one man is just as good as another as long as he's honest and decent and not a nigger or a Chinaman. You know who that was? You heard me yesterday. For you, those that didn't hear me yesterday, that was Harry S. Truman, a former president of this great United States of America. A former president. One more time, I want to get this out because we've got a few more to do. These Negroes, they're getting pretty uppity these days, and that's a problem for us. Now we've got to do something about it. We've got to give them a little something, just enough to quiet them down, but not enough to make a difference, of course. I'll have them niggers voting Democrat for the next 200 years. And that was from another national figure, a great Democrat that fought for the Civil Rights Act of 1964. A Democrat that all the proud blacks voted for, and will continue to vote for. This sounds more like Sprague and Kern. Lyndon Baines Johnson. Talk about racism. Now, I believe, and I don't know if they were racist, but those were racist statements. You can make racist statements and not be a racist. You know, they want to pigeonhole everybody. Here's another good one. There's another class of colored people who make a business of keeping the troubles, the wrongs, and the hardships of the Negro race before the public. This was before Jesse Jackson and Al Sharpton, the 2 race-baiting, black, greasy, racist bastards. Now, I said that. That's not a quote from this gentleman. Having learned that they are able to make a living out of their troubles, the black troubles, they have grown into a settled habit of advertising the wrongs. You know what the race baiters do, the Al Sharptons, the Jesse Jacksons? They come into town, stir up crap, get their money, get their national recognition, and they leave. And the stupid blacks, what do? They'll follow them to hell if they come to town again. This gentleman says, partly because they want sympathy, and the biggest part is because it pays. Some of these people do not want the Negroes to lose his grievances because they do not want to lose their jobs doing nothing. And that come from a great man, and he was a great man, a great educator, author, auditor, and he was an advisor to former presidents and also a former slave, Booker T. Washington. And then we've got a man, I can't say that he was very, very important in world history, maybe in black history. The Democrats are playing you for a political chump, in capital letters. And if you vote for them, not only are you a chump, you are a traitor to your race. That was Malcolm X. When's the proud black community going to understand? Now, we've got another election coming up. We've got the election in East St. Louis, and it's all black on black. But you people, you better understand, we do have racial problems. But I'm not going to take the blame for the racial problems, and I hope the proud white community never takes the blame for the racial problems. It's not our problem. We inherited these problems. But I'm not going to go around and talk to a white guy last night. Tried to exchange something. Got all kind of hell. They wouldn't exchange it. You let a black lady go up there and start moaning and groaning, they're going to exchange it and give her cash and probably a ride home. Now, I'm not being funny. The white people have seen it, and so have the blacks. I don't blame the black people. I do not blame them. If I could get away with that crap, I'd do it time after time after time. And they continue. They continue to get away with it. I want to say with Belleville, and I like Sheriff Watson. Not a bad guy. Not a bad guy at all. But St. Clair County is going to vote on a public safety sales tax. And here's what pisses me off. Voters in April will decide whether they're willing to pay more in sales tax to bolster public safety concerns. The asswipe county board, these bunch of no-good thieving, political thieving bastards, they get $25,000, $30,000 a year. They get full insurance for them and their families. They get a pension for one meeting a month, 1/2 hour a month. Have you ever been to those meetings? All the money they make, and we want to know, hey, let's don't worry about raising the sales tax. Let's take away these big salaries, these pensions, all the health benefits that are tax-free for the county board members. Let's take all that away. We won't need to raise taxes. Let's take all the part-time lawyers' jobs away at St. Clair County that their families have insurance. See, you people don't know about that. I've got friends who are attorneys, used to work for the state's attorney's office, used to work for the public defender's office. They're professional people. They let them write one letter a month, which means now they're hired by the county. They get health insurance. They get life insurance. They get pensions. What's wrong with that, people? You know what's wrong. We're getting screwed every day. And now the politicians want to vote on raising our taxes again. And everybody wants public safety. I think there should be more deputies. I think the deputies should have everything they need. I salute the St. Clair County Sheriff's Department, the rank and file, the guys out there on the street. They deserve the best equipment they can ever get for two reasons. The second most important is because they're protecting us and our families. But the first most important reason, especially if I was the deputy, is I want to go home to my family tonight. But what pisses me off with the county board, they voted 21 to 4 to allow voters. Listen, do you hear what they say? To allow voters to decide whether to place the question on the ballot. They're allowing us. You ass white bastard, no count, low life, bottom feeding son of a bitches. You ain't allowing me to do nothing. You worked for me. You worked for the people of St. Clair County. We don't work for you. It's like the cook telling the president, I'm going to allow you to eat. What do you mean county board members, my ass? You people understand? You people are idiots out there. You people are dumber than I thought you were, and you can be pissed at me. If you don't like what I say, don't listen. I'm just pissed. I just thought about it. You, the good people, the good people they're not very intelligent. You're letting the St. Clair County Board get away with this crap? Why don't we all demand? They're asking for a new sales tax, and the sales tax is just like the TIF, all the TIF money that's given to the businesses that go to the Belleville crossings, out of the infrastructure, out of the interior of Belleville, Illinois. They all go out to that area. But that's secondary. They raise the taxes, the sales taxes, so the businesses can pay us back with our money. It's like the airport. People fly out of that airport, and for every person that flies out, the county loses $2,000-$3,000 in potential income for the restaurants, the hotels, the gambling casinos, the concert venues, the little stores and shops. We're going to drive people out of Belleville. Nobody's going to want to shop in Belleville. We can have a 90% sales tax. And that's why politicians will say, what's not coming out of your pocket is coming out of the people that purchase things in Belleville. Well, the people in Belleville, they're going to go to Fairview. The people in Fairview sure are not going to come to Belleville to worry about the big crime rate and then pay extra sales tax. If you think that's an incentive, you're the poorest businessman in the world. We've got some callers. Go ahead, caller. You're on the dark side.
Morning, Bob.
Good morning.
Hey, I have a comment to make about Truman. A lot of people aren't aware of this, but Truman was Jewish.
Okay, I did not know that.
Yes, and the Jewish, well, a lot of people consider Jews as a race instead of a religion. But, I mean, you got the blacks and whites badmouth each other, and you got the Asians, and the Jews are in there too. They get badmouthed a lot also. But a lot of people are not aware Truman was Jewish.
Yeah, well, I don't know if he was Jewish, but, sir, after reading this little article on Truman, I'd have to say he was somewhat of a racist.
Yes, he was.
But do you, and sir, I don't know if you're a Democrat or Republican. Are you a proud white man?
Sure.
Okay, let me hear that.
I'm a proud white man.
You know what, though, sir? A lot of people are afraid to say that. Do you agree with me or not in public? A white guy won't say I'll stand up at Denny's restaurant. I'll stand up at East St. Louis City Hall and say, hey, I'm proud and I'm white, and I'm proud of being white. But do you notice how white people will kind of shy away if there's black people around? They don't want to not only not talk about the bad that's going on in the black community, they don't want to talk about what's going on good in the white community. They don't want to emphasize that. Do you agree with me or not?
Yes, I do agree.
And why do you think that is?
It's almost as if they're ashamed of being white nowadays.
No, yeah, you know what, sir? You're right, but that's not it. They don't want anybody to think they're a racist. You can't be proud and white in this country, because if you do say that you're proud and you're white, your label is a racist, right or wrong?
That's true.
That's why. Now, I don't know how long you've been listening to my show, sir, but
Forever.
Well, that's your fault, damn it.
I love it.
Well, thank you, but do you understand my premise? All I want to do is make a difference. You've heard me before. I don't want to make a friend. I want to make a difference. I want to stimulate not only the white people, but the black people, because there is a racial cancerous problem. But the white people aren't we? No, I'm not, because I'm nuts. But aren't most white people that you talk to, aren't they afraid to discuss any kind of racial issue if there's a black man within a block of them?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
They're afraid. They're afraid. I'm in a restaurant, and I'm talking about this black no-good son of a bitch that I don't like that screwed me. There's a black guy about 4 tables over, and the guy I was eating with, you know what he said? Hey, Bob, there's a black guy there. I said, well, unless the son of a bitch don't have mirrors, he knows he's black. What the hell's that got to do with what I'm talking about? But that's just the mentality. But the blacks have pushed, not the proud blacks, the crap bum blacks and the whites and the black racist race baiters like Jesse Jackson and Al Sharpton. They've made us not two things, sir. They made us be afraid to defend our race, and they've somewhat made us ashamed of our race, right or wrong?
That's true.
You know, I don't want to know your name, sir. What area do you live in?
Alton.
You live in Alton.
Yes.
Is there racial problems up there?
Everywhere.
Everywhere. You're exactly right. Now, the black people, when a white guy does something wrong, a white policeman shoots one, they're all over the place. But now, up in North St. Louis, when the blacks are killing the blacks, that's just second nature. Nobody gives a damn. How stupid and how racist is that when the blacks over in St. Louis don't give a damn about the blacks killing the blacks, like this Antonio Frenzy alderman? He goes up there to Ferguson where a white policeman has a good shoot on a dumbass. And I hate to say this, but he was a criminal son of a bitch and deserves what he got. But I feel for his family because I've lost a son. I know what it's like. But even though they tell me Michael Brown's mother and father had no part of his life, that he lived with his grandmother, and I don't know that to be a fact, lived with his grandmother. But now when all the crap started, here comes Mr. Brown and Mrs. Brown out. They go see the president. Don't you think it's time, sir, that the whites stand up, not to take away from the blacks? I don't give a damn to take anything from the blacks. I just want to keep what I've earned as a white man. This National Association for Majority Equality, our motto, sir, is we will not ask for anything other than equal treatment, but we will not tolerate any less. Does that sound racial to you or racist?
No, not at all.
Do you think the blacks, they're pissed off about it? Now, they want equal treatment. Why can't we have equal treatment without being racist? Answer me that.
I don't know, Bob. It's a messed up situation.
I say, and if you're listening earlier, you got to don't buy it. Get it out of the trash. The St. Louis American paper, it's a primarily black paper. In big, bold letters, Better Business Bureau warns about holiday scams. They've got a white guy in a mask, looks like a robber, coming out of the computer. Why wouldn't it be a black person in a black community? Do you honestly think that a white guy is going to go to a black area and try to burglarize a black area?
I doubt it.
Hell no. But if it was just the reverse, the blacks would be up in arms. See, I'm up in arms. See, I'm the only white, ignorant, stupid son of a bitch, and I can be white. Well, I am white. I can be stupid and ignorant as much as I can be white. But most people, they understand this, sir, but they just shut up about it. And if you cannot address a problem, if you do not address a problem, that problem's never going to go away, is it?
No.
Sir, hey, listen, I appreciate the call. You have a good one. Let me hear it again.
I'm proud and I'm white.
Sir, thank you very much. You have a good holiday season. And when a black man calls or a black lady, I want them to be proud of their race, proud of their heritage. Because a proud man, a proud woman will not let somebody take care of their families. They'll take care of their families on their own, which means I don't have to take care of them and you don't have to take care of them, both black and white. I'm tired of taking care of people that can take care of themselves. Now, I'll never be tired of taking care of people that can't take care of themselves. But I'm tired of taking care of people that won't take care of themselves. We'll be back right after the break. We are America's voice of freedom. Definitely the Patriot. You can call toll free 1-888-394-1430. On the east side, 394-1190. This is Bob Romanik. The Grim Reaper of radio, and you're listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM, simulcasting on KZQZ 1430 AM. Insane broadcasting at its finest. America's bi-state voice of freedom. Radical radio, not racist radio. Understand, radical radio. And we are, as always, very, very proud to be the Patriot. This is Bob Romanik, the Grim Reaper of radio, and you're listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM, simulcasting on KZQZ 1430 AM. Insane Broadcasting, America's bi-state voice of freedom, Radical Radio, and we are, as always, proud, very, very proud to be the Patriot. I had someone yesterday tell me, hey, Bob Romanik said you ought to label yourself Bob Romanik, the Grim Reaper of radio. Your show's like a very high-scoring football team. It's very offensive. And I'll take that as a compliment. I can be offensive. It's all in the eye of the, not the beholder, but the eye of the listener. Or should I say the ear of the listener. See, I'm tired, people. I wasn't politically correct for the last 7 years on the radio, and I'm not going to start being politically correct. I like this Trump movement. You know, a lot of the blacks are pissed at Trump. Have they been fighting to get him not to be elected after he got elected? But that's that Democratic crap with Hillary Clinton and Bill Clinton and these ass-white bastards. Some of the blacks are pissed because the white folks came out. That was a white statement, whether you know it or not. Putting Donald Trump in office was a statement by the white community, the proud white community, to say, hey, listen, we ain't going to take a back seat no more. I would think and hope, in essence, they say, hey, we listen to Bob Romanik. He's stimulating us. We're understanding what he's saying. We knew all along what he was saying because we felt it. But now we feel we can express our beliefs, our opinions. We've got some callers. Go ahead, caller. You're on the dark side.
Bob.
Yes.
Brett Rosh from Muscuda.
Hey, Brett, how you doing, sir?
I'm doing good, my boy. Hey, were you at Mark Kern's party last night?
No. Hey, I couldn't make it. I think the invitation got lost in the mail. What are you being a smart ass for? Come on.
Well, I was at the Tavern on Main last night eating, and they told me I had to get out by 8 o'clock because Mark Kern had a party. Now, that's what the waiter told me, and he said he had a private party for 200 people. I don't know. He said some guy from the courthouse. So they ran us out at 6 o'clock, and they had a party.
Yeah, well, Brett, you know what? That's their right to have a party, and that's their right to pay for it. But I'll tell you, if there was 200 people there, 190 disrespect that man because nobody can respect an ass-white bastard like that. They're there because they want to hold on to their jobs. I guarantee you, Herbie Simmons was right by the bathroom because every time Kern went in to take a crap, Herbie Simmons was wiping his ass, maybe with his tongue, I don't know. But kind of pissed you off, I guess, huh?
Well, yeah, I was just kind of wondering with this new tax and everything going, who paid for that party?
Yeah, well, here, it wasn't Kern. It wasn't Kern because they don't pay for anything. He doesn't take a penny out of his pocket. But, Brett, since I have you on the phone real quick, they're talking about raising the taxes, sales tax, so we can get better police protection. And I think the police department should all have the best equipment available. But why don't they cut down? Did you hear me earlier that the county board is going to allow us to vote on the sales tax? The county board going to allow us, the people that work for us in St. Clair County, they're going to allow us to do anything. Doesn't that piss you off?
Well, it pisses me off. And you know, Bob, while you're thinking about this, tonight at Muscuda, they've got a meeting at the administration building. They want to raise our taxes in Muscuda so they can get more money. And they got $34 million in their savings account right now, but they want more.
Yeah.
You think that's fair?
Oh, no. You know, let me tell you what. I don't think it's fair for any of these taxes. I think we should only raise taxes, and if I'd have been elected state representative, I would have fought for all of us. You only raise state taxes when there's no other viable means of getting money. We could have cut the state legislator's salary in half, no pensions. Real quick, Brett, before I get you, because we've got some other callers. What do you think about paying the county board members who go to one meeting a month for about a half an hour, pay them $25,000, $30,000 a year, pay all the insurance for them and their families, and give them the pension at the end of their terms? What do you think? And you're the taxpayer. You're their bosses. Me and you and everybody else is paying that, but we ain't smart enough to get up our asses and say we're not going to do it anymore.
Well, why don't they have to put a minimum amount of hours, 160 hours a month maybe?
Well, they say that, Brett, but then it's, hell, I walked around my neighborhood politicking, and they count that. You know, they're going to get around that because they're ass-white politicians. Brett, I got some more callers, got to go. Let me hear, before I leave, what do I want to hear you say?
I'm tired of it.
No. What I want to hear you say more than that. Are you a proud white man?
Oh, absolutely.
Well, let me hear it.
I'm a proud white guy.
Well, thank you. Now, to see, before people were kind of afraid to say that. Don't you think now with this movement of Trump, that the white people made a statement in electing Trump, and they're going to stand up and they're going to say what the National Association for Majority Equality says. We do not and will not ask for any more than equal treatment, but we will not accept or tolerate any less. What do you think, Brett?
That's right. Proud white guy.
Hey, you be proud. Have a good holiday.
Thanks, Bob.
We've got some more callers. Go ahead, caller. You're on the dark side.
Say, Brother Romanik, this is Brother Bob. I am a 74-year-old, very proud black man as an activist who have been with you, Carl Officer, and Roger Cook, two of the co-founders of the St. Clair County Freedom Coalition. Been doing the video and the archive in there.
Hey, Bob, but let me interrupt you 1 second. You've been around me the last 3 years. You're a very proud black man, and you're fighting for the black community, and I salute you for that. Have you ever, any time, thought I was a racist? I want you to be honest. Thought I was a racist. Now, I may talk racial issues, but have I ever acted like a racist or acted like I don't like proud black people in front of you or anybody else at any time?
I have the videotape to show where we had the new Democrats with the new vision, whatever they were talking about, and you sitting there saying that damn near half of them got indicted. You know, when you don't say, okay, we invested, over $20,000 and $35,000 with the black mayor there, right, exposing the systematic culture of corruption.
Hey, Bob, we've had to cut you 3 times. We don't have any more time left on our kill switch. You've said use the S word 3-4 times. Don't use that again because we can't cover it. Okay?
Yeah. Okay, then. Okay, I won't do that because, I'm very passionate.
I know you are, and I am too, Bob. But there, you're down there when the black kid got burnt. And I don't like to bring this up because I didn't do it so I could pound my chest. But I'm tired of these bastards saying that I'm a racist because I have things come out of my mouth that may be racial. I'm by far, don't judge me ever, Bob, and I know you don't, but nobody ever judge me or anybody by what they say. Judge them by what they do, because I can tell you I'm going to give you $1 million, but if I only give you 30 cents, what I say don't mean a crap, does it, Bob?
You're totally correct. But see, part of what I've been able to do over the 3 years with you and Carl Officer and Roger Cook, is to document what you say. It was so important that you were there at the burnout where they had the memorial for those children at that house there. And I asked you, the media, the mainstream media from St. Louis was there. And they said, they know I'm with you, and that, I apologize.
Okay, go.
Just so emotional, so passionate.
Okay, go.
Then when they asked, let me go to Bob Romanik. I said, Brother Romanik, they want to do every media that was there that covered it. Everyone was there. He said, no, Brother Bob, this is not about no political points and things. You let them know that I'm here as a supporter and what I was able to promise to the family to do. And that's what you did. I got the video footage on all of this. That's why it's so important what I'm doing, documenting not only you, but we're doing out in Ferguson. We're doing with the St. Clair County Freedom Coalition.
And, Bob, I got to salute you. You're doing a great job. But out there at that memorial for that child that burnt that I helped pay for the funeral, I didn't see one elected official out there, did you?
No, I scan the crowd.
I know.
I know how to do documented video.
But they're there. They're there at election time. They'll be out there giving them a hammer of turkey. Hey, Bob, we've started the National Association for Majority Equality, and I hear that you guys are kind of going along with the program. Give me a little take on what you're doing over there in St. Louis.
Okay, what I'm doing not only in St. Louis, but in North County, including Ferguson. I would talk back with Matt Knowles. I've been working closely with him. But many of the young people and the older folks that was out there after Mike Brown was killed, heard you because I said, listen to talk shows, listen to Bob Romanik, listen to these other talk shows. Get off of their cell phone in terms of what y'all listen to, whatever they listen to on social media. Let's get to the reality of what is happening today. What has happened, I said, look, if they have a majority National Association for Majority Equality, we should have a National Association for Minority Equality. Then that balances the scale. Then we get some level playing field. Now we're able to get our message out. No one right now, other than a couple of black nationalists, have said, well, we don't know about that. I said, well, hell, okay, then we don't need you all burning stuff down anymore. We need now, how do you move with the majority and the minority to work together so that we can set up your protest energy, take that away, and let's deal in terms of electoral politics. Yeah. Let's take that energy and put it into economic development.
Hey, Bob, we got to we're up against a hard break, but stand by. I'll try to get back with you. But now hear what this gentleman, he's a proud black man. I want to salute him for all he does, not just for the black community, but the entire community. They want to start a National Association for Minority Equality. Now, people will say, well, hell, they got CORE, they got NAACP. No, that's not true. CORE and NAACP are nothing but, I don't know about nationwide, but locally, they ain't nothing. They've done nothing for the proud black community. Maybe a good organization, the National Association for Minority Equality. I think that's great. I would support that because I want equality for everyone. They ought to join in with the National Association for Majority Equality. We're just asking for equality for everyone. We got to take a quick break. We'll be right back. This is Bob Romanik. The Grim Reaper of radio, and you're listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM, simulcasting on KZQZ 1430 AM. Insane broadcasting at its finest. America's bi-state voice of freedom, radical radio, and we are, as always, proud, very, very proud to be the Patriot. This is Bob Romanik, the Grim Reaper of radio, and you're listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM, simulcasting on KZQZ 1430 AM. Insane broadcasting, America's bi-state voice of freedom, radical radio at its finest, and we are, as always, proud, very, very proud to be the Patriot. I met a gentleman last night, listens to the show all the time, Nathan Hanfelder, him and his pop. I don't remember his pop's name, but he says his pop listens all the time. So, Mr. Hanfelder, thank you guys, and thank everybody for taking the time out to listen to me. I hope I piss you off. I hope I make you happy. I hope I make you sad. But more than that, I hope I stimulate you into understanding what's really going on. Because stimulation, other than sexually, of course, is the best thing going. Let's take care of our community billboard. We're running out of time. The Ain't Shriners, their Alton Wood River Shrine Club, their annual Christmas tree sales. Located at 231 East Edwardsville Road in Wood River. Come by and got the best reasonable price Christmas trees. Also, the community Dupo Blood Drive coming up coming up Friday, December the 23rd from 3 to 7 p.m. at the American Legion, located at 200 South 5th Street in Dupo, Illinois. The 4th Annual Veterans Tribute New Year's Day Poker Run be held Sunday, January the 1st. The American Legions of Albers, Beckemeyer, Breeze, Germantown, New Baden present their 4th Annual New Year's Poker Run. All the proceeds go to benefit the Veterans Tribute at Kaskaskia College. Open to all vehicles. A great time up there in Clinton and Washington County. You can contact the Albers Legion Commander Bob Nettermeyer at 618-248-5602. New Year's Day 2017 Bugle Bash, the annual New Year's Day Knights of Columbus, located at 5420 Old Collinsville Road in Fairview Heights. The national champion A9 Tried Drum and Bugle Corps will be performing in concert at 2:30. Great bunch of guys. Hey, it's time to go. Don't forget, pick me up on iTunes. Type in Bob Romanik. You can go to our streaming site and listen to my repeat performance. That's about all the time we've got for today, people. So remember, let's all stick together. We're all Americans, red, white, and blue, not black and white. But nobody needs the racial advantage. And it's because of the politicians we're divided. So let's continue to unite. I'll see you tomorrow, same time, same place, where we'll expose and destroy the political parasitical punks that we call politicians. Politically, of course, destroy, right here on the dark side.